Apoc's about to roast you.
All right, everyone, welcome to the rant brought to you by me. Bitches. Sorry, I just wanted to do that one. GoldenBoyFTW here with a special guest for the rant, a special host, and of course, the guest for this one. We're going to do Frag Cup 2 recap. It's going to be Ego, Apoc, Prophet, and more. And the more will include Foreplay, who just had a great match against Force, I guess, because that was kind of a sad at the end there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, guys, what's going on? First up, Ego, what you think of the day so far?
I think the Icons website sucks. I got fraud out of the tournament. All the rules suck. I hate kill streaks. I hate everybody, especially Apoc.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So yeah, so we are live right now, guys. So if you just refresh the damn stream, but yeah, so good matches that we had overall. I mean, we have a lot of topics to discuss here. First and foremost, the topic of I think a great match that we saw earlier with I2. What was it? What was who did they play actually that we streamed? I2 and FaZe. That's right. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, FaZe losing to Intuitive there. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this much, man. Very good teams that we saw compete today. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Sky, I guess I'll start with you since you have some familiarity, I would imagine, with some of the players on that team, and then we'll go Ego.
With FaZe?
Yeah, with FaZe and just losing to I2. I mean,
well, funny thing about that is like we were scrimming FaZe right before we found out that they had to play I2, and then 30 minutes prior, I2 hit us up. Intuition and said, hey, we want to scrim, so we scrimmed them going into that game. And like before the game started, we said I2 was going to win. Okay. Like just from scrimming, I guess. So
that's crazy. I mean, like, I think I2 is definitely a talented team, and I think that the one thing you got to take away from that is that this is a team of like upcoming players that were hungry, and I saw a few of the FaZe members in the chat actually kind of going off a little bit there. Or not in the chat, but in Twitter, going off saying like, oh, it was we didn't practice or X, Y, Z. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like excuses are excuses, and that should just that's just how it is. I2 definitely performed well. Ego, your thoughts on it?
I mean, everybody like probably since the last like month or two of MW3, everybody knew I2 was gonna kind of be an up and coming team. They're on their grind. Mosh and Fluff are probably two of the most underrated players that I've played with. I've seen them. They were both at UMG Chicago, both at the Pro-Am in Philly. I mean, it really honestly did not surprise me that much at all. Like, you could just tell by FaZe's attitude. Activity means a lot. People don't realize that the best teams are the teams that put the most work in, period.
Yeah, it's true. Go ahead.
Well, we've like been playing quite a few people, and I've been playing with Funk a lot, and I knew they were gonna smash FaZe because they were the only team that's really gave us some trouble, I guess, that we've scrimmed, and they've just been really grinding. Like, they're good. I think they can win that group. Yeah.
Actually, according to what I understand right now, I2 is playing Vintage right now, which is something, it's unfortunate that, we didn't get to stream it. But, I mean, Rambo was exhausted, and I don't blame him at all because we've been at it pretty much since 12 o'clock in my time, but 3 o'clock his time. So it's pretty exhausting here. And that was Karma, by the way, guys, who was just talking. I don't know why he's in here. No one wanted him. No one wanted him. I'm just messing around. Yeah, so we do have. If you guys have any questions in the chat, please feel free to let us know so we can keep the good discussion going. But Ego, do you have the full list of the top 32 right now, or we're still waiting on a few more completions?
I think we're waiting. I got everybody from yesterday. We're still waiting on the list from today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think there's still one more match going on, and Eggs is kind enough to stream it. It's I2 and Vintage going on right now.
All right.
I wanna call out Sky because yesterday he was in a. Being humble, saying, "Oh, we're not gonna make it out. We're not gonna get top 32, all this," and
yeah,
like
we haven't been practicing that much, and
no,
yeah.
It's actually, I swear it's true. Like this is the fact of the matter, dude. Like we have so much slaying power on this team, right? Like we have three slayers, in my opinion, that can just outslay everyone. But we didn't have anyone at the time that was trying to take that initial step to like either get on the hard point. Like hard point was our weakest, you know, like everyone's been around long enough to play CTF and everyone's been around long enough to play search. But it came down to it where we were talking like last night and I was telling Proof, I was like, you need to get to a point where you guys can just focus on like just pure cutoffs, you know, like every map has like those power spot cutoffs, you know. And I knew for a fact like if I just focused on like holding spawns or something different that needs to be done and just let them just shit on the world, you know what I mean? I think that would be a much better route. So we just talked and we switched it around, and like these kids are dropping like 50, like, you know what I mean? Like 50 kill. I think 2 of them had 50, 1 of them had 40, and then all my objective was to rotate to the next hard point, get to the back of the map, and just how you hold the spawn, you know? And it makes things so much easier now, like once we understand how to play, because Ego was right in a sense of the game is playing different than League play, obviously, because that's all we were playing, you know?
Yeah, I think that overall you guys played pretty solid there. I mean, I'm pretty sure Force didn't expect that because they were looking pretty strong as well. But going into that one with the Aftermath Search and Destroy game, there's a lot of confusion with that one. Pikachu just couldn't connect, right? That's what it was. He couldn't connect to you guys, and you guys had agreed to just like split host or something like that?
No, we don't know what happened with the search. We were just waiting on you guys, to be honest. We didn't care who hosted. We just were a little confused at the whole thing, so.
Yeah, I was actually pretty confused about that too. You know, so yeah, actually Jeff from UMad Gear, UMG, had a good question, and this is a good one. We did talk about it a little bit yesterday, but let's talk about it again. What is the general consensus on the rules? I feel like it was good. I liked it. I think that the action was intense. And there was some great metagame discussion between myself and Rambo as far as like what could be done. I mean, as a competitor for Ego and yourself, you know, Foreplay, what do you guys think about it?
I thought the rules were good. I mean, like, everything was... I think there are, like, little tweaks that need to be changed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if those sensor grenades should be allowed in Search and Destroy. Like, I don't think that should be, you know, I just think that's...
they should be either, because I'm pretty sure the only counter for them is Ghost. And that was kind of something that kind of got hit last minute that we weren't really as prepared for it. Like to be, but I didn't think they were... I'm pretty sure they just, like... They hit the map like kind of like a stun does. Like if you get a hit marker with a stun, you know the guy is there. It doesn't really like continually give you a radar at all or anything like that. I mean, I don't really know because I've never used it, but that's what people say.
Cold-blooded counters, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was hardwire or something like that.
Or it could be hardwired. Yeah, I think a lot of stuff like that is just kind of experimenting and seeing like what you can use to counter, because there definitely is a lot of actually room. I noticed. The big thing about changing your classes up, which is why I like more classes, is your classes are definitely different for each game type in this game compared to in the past. Like you kind of had a set class for, you know, overall, not per game type. Where in this game, I feel like a lot of people kind of only really use Dead Silence and Search, and you can kind of switch certain things up in S&D. Example, using Cold Blooded, or even I've seen a lot of people be using Overkill and stuff like that.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of different, you know, approaches that can be taken with it. I mean, now that I know that cold-blooded counters the sensor grenades, that is interesting to note there because of the fact that people, you know, would assume like, oh, because Ghost isn't there, you know, we should ban it. But if cold-blooded counters it, then I don't see what's an issue with it. But then again, everyone has a different opinion on the matter. Like I said before, I thought the rules were pretty good. I do want to get your feedback, Ego, on your particular run in the tournament. As I know that I don't know what you did on Twitter because I was casting, but apparently you were yelling at people. So what happened? 1, 2, how did you guys do, and what went wrong?
I feel like I've been yelling at people a lot lately. It's like, to be honest, that's honestly not me though. Like you guys all know me, like. That's really not me, but the last 4 days, like I don't know what has gotten over me. I was really sick, kind of stressed out, traveling, lots going on, and really I just let a lot of idiots get to me.
Ego, do you think the pressure of you putting yourself on 9th on your list got to you? Do you think that's what happened today?
I'm not even going to acknowledge if Apoc is here. Apoc's not here because I'm trying not to yell at people.
Don't worry. Apoc can kill it.
I'm already losing my voice, but We'll talk about what went wrong for the team. It was really pathetic, actually. When you said earlier, me and Foreplay competed, I basically wanted to say we didn't really compete. Well, to be honest, the first like 3 rounds we played like were just such a joke. I almost think that it was like bad because we kind of like just destroyed people to the point where when we actually played somebody that was had half a brain, we still destroyed them on hardpoint, which is easily our best game type because we're kind of a run around, and Lynx and Embos are the type of players who can just kind of run around and kill people. And me and Robin played really well when it came to controlling the spawns. But when we got to CTF, it honestly felt like we never played CTF before, which we haven't played a ton in this game. But it's just like CTF has been the same for like 3 games, and the fact that you see people like not rotating back to the flag to give up like double relays and be down 4-0 on the first side is just embarrassing. And in Search, we gave up. We let the host drop 15 kills on us. He was dropping lightning strikes and Hellstorm missiles, and I just hate
Yo, speaking of Search, dude, Aftermath is ridiculously stupid.
You think so?
No, that map is honestly. Someone told me, oh, Rambo said it's great because dude, get Rambo in here because he's an idiot for that one. Like that one, come on, man.
I don't know, man. I may have to defend him on that. I kind of like it. The way that,
too,
I mean, hey, listen, I've been called an idiot a lot, but what I'm saying is that, like, you know, because of the fact that both teams can kind of get into A a little bit quicker, you know, at the same time, relatively, I think it's all about that B side that's a little bit more imbalanced. But what do you think is wrong with it? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Like, overall, though, there's just so much hiding. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different spots, it feels like. You can't really even flank on that map because you watch the flank from the spawn almost, you know, if you're going like B, for example. And it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I just feel it's not really that much of a good search map in comparison to the ones that we have, you know. Like, Standoff was good. There's so many better ones than Aftermath. I just don't think that should be a competitive map.
Yeah, Search and Destroy was definitely different in this one, too. Go ahead, Prof.
It's kind of like a downturn, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
That's something I've noticed more than anything that I've seen people complaining about is the maps and the game types on the maps.
Yeah,
I think they can maybe be tweaked around a little bit. I've heard a lot about Meltdown CTF.
Oh yeah, Meltdown CTF is a game type that people aren't particularly. I mean, I know that when we were casting it, we weren't particularly fond of it either. It was kind of just like really slow. You know, obviously, I don't think like the Frag Cup rules are the be-all, end-all, you know, but they were definitely a step in the right direction, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
I don't think that, you know, I've read on Twitter a lot that everyone's saying, you know, score streaks just didn't add anything to it, but I beg to differ, man, because, you know, there was a great analytical aspect to it that we were able to bring in discussing what moves on forward. The big problem with Call of Duty is that the game pretty much just, like, you know, after 3-4 months, like, what you see is what you get, and that's it, you know? And it's just like, all right, who's going to make the push this time? Or who's going to, you know, just do the same thing as we always see, running the flag the same route? I get bored of it, and maybe this will add some longevity. Who knows? But at least this way allows for more balance. I mean, that's the way I think of it. But, you know, I know a bunch of people are probably angry about that. So, about my opinion on that matter.
I imagine the people who lost because of score streaks are gonna be anti-score streak.
Right when this kid dropped a lightning strike on us and Search and Destroy and got a 2-piece, I was like, whose dumbass idea was score streaks? Yeah, we did it. See, Karma says we let him get it, but in my opinion, his shitty-ass West Coast host let him get it. I would have rather played Apoc, so. But maybe that's just because Apoc sucks at everything.
I get roasted.
Yeah, apparently you're getting roasted now.
Revan's
roasted me.
I had to attack you, Rambo. I had to, bro. The Aftermath search, man.
I got attacked?
Yeah, he said you're an idiot. He called us idiots. It was mean.
I'm coming at you right now.
What happened? So what happened? Tell me what happened and tell me what I do.
Oh, no, I just said Aftermath search. Someone was saying that you supported Aftermath search. I was like, dude, come on now.
Oh, what's wrong with Aftermath search?
Everything, dude. What the heck?
What is? No. I want to know what everything is though, because I actually think it's a really good map.
I just feel it's all about, like, I feel it's offensive oriented. I feel that any map like that, it's almost like Downturn, not Downturn, Downpour on COD 4. Remember how that was like a defensive based only map? Like you were fucked. Remember that? Way back then.
It was a good offense map, if I remember correct. I don't know. I feel like it's just because people don't understand how to play yet. I feel like people don't understand how you can. There's three ways you can play that map on defense. So okay, the big topic here is how bad it is on defense, correct?
Well, yeah, because okay, for example, how are you supposed to play defensive on B bomb zone? Because they didn't stop us once going to B. I don't believe, unless I don't remember correctly.
But they were sending one guy to B. They weren't like so. Mainly, my opinion, you should be, everyone on defense on the same team. This is going to be like a Counter-Strike map, in my opinion. Everyone should be going to the same side, just stacking up and then rotating together. Because if you look when you do push B at this point, like you were pretty much staying in your base watching flank. You got a few kills from guys pushing out of A on that. But what if there's like 4 guys running at you from A side, coming out once they recognize that you're going B? Are you supposed to kill all 4 of them? Are you even going to get one of them?
You're going to get one of them no matter what on the flank because the flank spots are too strong. Like, like, okay, for example, on that map, especially with sensor grenades, if maybe sensor grenades are gone, then maybe I'm going to agree with your argument. But on sensor, like if you have a sensor grenade and I chuck one just like we did, and you chuck one over the middle, and you see 2 people coming, which they had 2 people, not 1 defending B, there's nothing they can do. I feel bad for them. That's why I don't, like, I was actually on their side. Like, I just think that map is so shitty.
No, I got you. I mean, I still feel like there's ways of playing it. Obviously, I mean, it's pretty much since the start of times, there's those maps that are like more one side than for the other. I mean, it's more the incentive to make something happen on defense. I feel like some teams are just going to be like all out rush. Maybe something we didn't see at all is them trying to rush B alley and trying to contest you guys because they can get there as fast as you are at that bus. And like that's not many. We haven't seen many.
No, but that's the problem. They can't though with that sensor grenade because we know they're coming.
Do the same thing to you.
But yeah, and the same thing exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that adds for competitive cut. Well, it's whatever. Like the arguments are relevant.
At that point, I feel like. Because obviously your strategy was more sound because you were utilizing that sensor grenade to the fullest extent, and they weren't.
No, but I'm saying like our strategy was retarded and it shouldn't be in Call of Duty, but we did it just to win. That's my opinion. I just don't think that looks good. That's all.
It's not what we're used to. I mean, that's really what it is. It's just more of adapting. I mean, we're not going to be, especially with all the score streaks, you're going to be seeing a lot of different plays and like, especially like casting a lot of games this weekend. Like I was seeing so many different. Utilities in those score streaks. Some people were actually using more defensive matters, some people using offensive. And it's really interesting to see at this point. I feel like, I mean, obviously, I agree with you to the point where maybe like a B push like you guys are doing was favorable. But then again, we were watching a lot of Aftermath SD today, and more like you guys and Otley were pretty much the only 2 teams that were actually pushing B. Pretty much everyone else was just flooding A. And we're watching. I'm actually like I was eating right now for a few minutes where I just joined. I just got finished eating, but. I'm actually watching like I2 on A. X is currently streaming that I2 versus Vintage match, and pretty much everything's at A on this one. Like no one's going B except for I2 here and there. But it's the fact that you can switch those up. That's the thing. What I like the map the most is the fact that you can switch it up. You can actually like you guys are doing so good on B, and they're gonna stack up a B to defend you. What if you guys would have all went 4A next round? It's like playing mind games. That's why I love that map.
But the only thing they actually did go A every round. I don't think we won a defense, right? I'm not sure. Like I really don't remember, but I know for a fact they killed us 2 or 3 times because
it was pretty close. Sure, but you guys weren't really adapting to it. That's pretty much my point. Is the fact that
we had a 3A stack. We had a 3A stack. We had 1 up top, and then we had the 2 bottom.
Yeah, I feel like you should stack inside A at that point, though. If you do, because if then an opposing team rushes through the door, through the front or the middle, then you can have a guy watch the ladder once you 3-stack inside A. Obviously, at that point, if they go B, then you're kind of fucked. I'll agree to the point, but. I think that's the mind games you have to play to actually win those rounds. It makes it more interesting for the viewer as well. Like, obviously for you weren't seeing what's happening, but like we have the mini map as with the contest was able to hold like the action. So I don't know. I feel like especially for like example like a map like Standoff where it's going to be a bit more rushy, which is a smaller map. It doesn't like value the codcaster mode and see that mini map and actually follow the player who's going to be getting the action, which is why I like Aftermath the most. Because it's a big map, you can actually like you have the time to switch to the player you want to watch and be like, okay, well this guy's gonna get action right now since he's going A, so let's hop on board this guy.
So I mean, you feel like, and this is just like as of right now, you feel that will be a good search map.
I feel like it's a map that can this is a map that it's gonna like you remember how like how every Call of Duty game pretty much after like 8 months of the map, pretty much everyone does the same shit, right? Everyone figures out how a map works. And like that, there's no point in fucking switching up because like, okay, we know fucking B is the way to go, and we'll occasionally maybe go somewhere else just to like the surprise factor. But like this is a map that's really wide and offers like you've never really seen anyone just stack up middle. What's the time when you like let's say your entire team on offense stacks up middle, and then the other team's like splitting up. Let's say the other team splits up half and half, and you get that middle guy. You pretty much have the choice to either go A or B at that point, and that's something we didn't really see, in my opinion. And it's like you have pretty much like 3 viable offensive strategies. And I agree that the defensive side is obviously not the favorable side in this map, but I feel like if teams decide to like counter stack and pick the right side and play mind games, pretty much making the right decision. Obviously, it's a bit of pot luck, but obviously, I don't know. I feel like it's a viable map. And as well, like you were saying, we didn't really see one of my problems for the map that made it really like hard to watch and not really viable for competitive play. In my opinion, is the fact that it was more about how people were playing it. People weren't really rotating from one side to another. Example, we saw with Obey yesterday actually once, where Obey was like doing 4A pretty much every time, and they got to the door and they got like hit by like 3 stun grenades, and they decided to wrap around the B, and there was like 3 guys at A, and then they just like got complete control of B and pretty much won the round. And we didn't see much of that, and that's like, look at all the maps right now. What kind of maps is going to offer that type of play? Like,
I don't think Search has been played enough, like on our point, for me to even answer that question. Yeah, so I don't know.
It's something that's going to take time. You know, I mean, like I said, this is the first event, so I mean, granted, not everything's going to be perfect. You know, there are some matches that need to be
like
balanced
this is a trial, right?
Yeah, it's like a trial run. You know,
and I'm saying everything else almost flawless. That was the only thing that I had, because I hope that we take this and we don't just say, oh, that tournament ran great. I hope that we can eliminate certain stuff out of this, and knowing that, you know, and I'm not just saying Aftermath either. Like, if it's not Aftermath, I hope that it is something else that everyone agrees on. Like the what was it, Meltdown CTF? Because that is.
I think that's going. I think that's going for sure. Yeah. I don't see a reason why that one would stay in it. That was just not a particularly good one.
From what I watched, Meltdown CTF was definitely the most boring to watch out of everything.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, you know, Foreplay, you're 100% right. Like you said before, this is like a trial run, right? So this is the first major event. We're going to see how things go. Obviously, we have UMG 10K in December. That's going to be a big one. I don't know who's going out to it, but I know that with $10,000 on the line, you know, that's going to be a big event to show. And we're probably going to see what the rules are going to be moving forward. You know, Game Battle still has their variant, which, you know, pretty much just eliminates everything. We already talked about that one yesterday. I'm not a big fan of it, but, you know, it is what it is. I just feel like overall, like what this particular event did for like me and Rambo, for example, because Rambo's like this super smart, like analytical guy when it comes to like how the game should be played, right? And I'm able to ask him those questions and then help drive that conversation, right? So we were able to create like a good dynamic with just talking about how, you know, the game should be played. Like, for example, this was actually something I want to bring up to you, because you guys actually use all sentry guns on your hardpoint game, where you guys all pretty much got the sentry out at some point in time, because you guys are just completely destroying. And then after that, you kept the sentry into search and destroy. But me and Rambo actually had a good topic of discussion, saying like, oh yeah, you know, they actually kept the sentry. It's not going to help them out as much. And you know, there was some good meta that we were able to discuss there, which like once again is something Call of Duty has just been lacking, was metagame. It's been like 3 months, everything's figured out, and then that's it. We're done, you know, and then all the matches and every event becomes just boring to watch, with the exception of EGL, which was like it was the last event. It was a once in a lifetime kind of thing, and the matchup mainly was because people wanted to see if a European team was going to be Optic. That was like, they were there for the drama, we'll be honest. So that's just my take on it. But a topic that we can discuss here today, if we're done with this one, by the way, if we can move on, is the different amateur teams that have been rising. I know we talked about Intuitive here, but there are a lot of great teams that are in the top 32. We don't know what the full total is, but yeah.
How did Neslo's team end up doing?
Neslo team, actually, I'm not too sure, but there's a Jetfire guy who keeps on putting up Prime Example on there, so you might be a fan of them. I don't know how they did, but I'm pretty sure we could just get an update there. That's Ego's job, by the way. That's why he's
Paul,
there.
Paul, do you have that list yet?
I don't actually have any job. I'm utterly useless.
Well, I mean, you are right about that, but this is your damn site, so just go check it out. You useless piece of crap. Just go.
Yeah. If you could get us a list, dude, like even like not a complete one.
Prime Example is still playing right now against Obliterate. Here's a list. Thank you, Overlay. You guys know what? Overlay deserves so much love, because like I really don't do anything.
Right. I know, you just take all the credit.
All you do is lose your own tournament. That's all you do.
Any credit, actually. No, Rambo and GoldenBoy basically saved my life, because my voice is killing me, and I haven't even talked about anything all weekend. I just honestly like you guys saved my ass. And overlay, and then they do such a good job. And people are like, "Your live support sucks." It's like, dude, you try dealing with like 1,000 teams disputing and being like, "Oh, he cheated," or "He lagged me out," and "He fucked my sister." Like, people are so dumb. It's so sad. I see some of the stupidest stuff on Twitter, like they had it so you could change teams. That's a forfeit. It's like, dude, are you really that desperate for a free win? Like, changing teams, what does that affect anything? Don't change teams. You'll be fine.
We had 3 on in CTF.
Oh yeah, so Karma's team almost had a forfeit a match in CTF because they had 3 on in CTF.
I see some on
I
forums
just
as well.
posted a list in the Skype call of all the teams that are left from Group 2.
All right, well, let's see
Few
here.
matches going on, but
So hold on. Next Frag got knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next thread is out of it. Yep.
Yeah, next thread is
Oh.
knocked out. Let's see here. All right. Eon Envious, obviously, they advanced. So that's Foreplay, JCap, Proofy, and Stainville, as you guys saw at the end of the stream there. Titan, which is AE+, Phasinator, Feeble Weeble, and Natos. The Goonies, which is Mud Dog's team, which I'm pretty surprised. I don't know if you guys know who Mud Dog is. I mean, I know you guys might know who Mud Dog is, but that's the guy who had the craziest clutch ever at the local battles. I think it was the Pro-Am.
Was he the one playing with Goonjar?
No, not him.
No?
Mud Dog was the one. Was he? I'm not too sure. He was the one that had
Yeah,
the
he was
clutch.
had that crazy clutch.
Yeah, that was him. But yeah, so that's Mud Dog.
He plays in Fatalize, and he threw that nade over the top.
Yeah.
That
was an insane one. Genesis, which is Felonies, Striker, Fatalize, and Moon. Novus Avenged. They're still playing right now. Isolation Advance as Perplex, BS Tract or Abstract, I'm going to say, Phenom, and Invoke. King's Rush, never heard of them before. Nyax, Zuma, Zilarium, and Sneakerhead. Juked, Spacely, Huddle, Slacked, and Bobby. That's actually a really good team there.
That is a good team.
Twisted Method, Solo, Rizma, Miracles, and Saints. And prime example, Obliterate's playing right now. Clockwork, as well as another team, Simp, Twisted, Lawless, and Sender. I'm actually familiar with that team as well. Sender is a pretty talented player. And I believe Lawless competed in a few weekly warfares in the past. Second Nature, we saw them on stream. Shills, Sill Train, Defy, Apathy, Nova, Sure Shot, Intake, Plasma, and Option. Brain Dead, Shade, Thing 2, Cryptic, and Nexus, and Vintage and I2 are playing right now. And that's a crazy matchup that you can actually watch on Ake's stream as he's streaming it currently at this time, just doing listen-ins with the teams. So yeah, I mean, overall, some notable names.
Neslo is saying that Prime Example just won against Obliterate, so they're in the top 30. Yep.
So Prime Example has advanced. I mean, what do you guys think, dude? Like, we have some pretty unknown teams in here. Could anyone possibly show up and take this? I mean, Prime Example and Intuitive looked really good in their matches. I haven't seen Nova play. Second Nature also looked really good. Apathy was destroying. I mean, really, really beastly player. Curtis, we'll go with you since you're like one of those guys who are scouts out there in the community. Anyone you think?
I'm liking Genesis. The only reason why is because you got Felony, Striker, Fatalize, right? They've been around for a while. But
Yep.
Moon, Rambo, and Sky, you all know what Moon's capable of, right? COD 4, MW2. That kid is insane. He's like...
He's been pretty good in the past, sure. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
He's never actually, like,
I haven't
won.
seen him
won it?
play. I don't know, but
Like,
I've seen him do some crazy stuff before.
I mean,
it's
all about how much he's
back. Yeah, if he's got that back, I don't know.
Well, no, and it's all about how much he's playing, though, because, like, that's Ego hit it right on the head when he said, because we came into this playing league play, Like, I don't even think I'm good. Like, I'm not good yet, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to be learned, and it's just, you got to play. Like, I wish I played as much as Karma, or some of those players that play like. No, and that's just being honest. That's not a shot. Like, I really do, because...
They played as much.
Coming at his neck.
Yeah, but that goes to show. But that goes to show that like you have to put in the time in this game.
Exactly. Yeah, 100% right, man. Like, you got to play. Like, that's all it is, so...
Yeah.
I just feel like Moon is a really... Well, in the past, he's been a very clutch player. So I'm going to keep my eyes out on Genesis for sure.
Yeah, well, for me on this list, I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. Intuitive, Prime Example are looking really strong. You know, but if Intuitive gets past Vintage, and that team in itself is actually a pretty dangerous team. But another team to kind of talk about here that, you know, I'm actually quite surprised with was Apathy's team, Second Nature, which, you know, we saw them earlier today on stream. I mean, I don't know if anyone caught that match, but, I mean, Apathy was a beast, dude. Like, Rambo could not just stop talking about him, but I agree at the same time. He was just way too good. It was actually kind of scary. And on top of that, he was using, you know, situational classes, which was pretty good. Did anyone catch that match by any chance?
R21, who the fuck uses that?
Yeah, right. The MTAR, like, no one uses it, and he was just dominating. Who do they play against? It was Second Nature versus DYN, which was a team that people thought was like going to get into the top 32. I know a lot of people told me that they were really good, which I'm quite surprised about. Another one, Ego, I'm curious about too, is AX. How did AX do in the bracket? If you could find that for me and not be useless.
I swear I saw Example tweet at me saying that they were in the final 32, but I don't see it on here unless they played yesterday.
No, they were on there today. I saw AX.
I'll look through the chat from yesterday and see it.
Yeah.
Yo, while we're waiting on that, I actually want to give a shout out to you and Rambo, Golden Boy. You guys, it's almost like the way that you guys cast, it's like a natural way of casting. You know, like I'm sure that you guys.
Yeah, you guys mesh together really well.
I'm sure that you guys have got like a lot of credit for the way you're casting, but like the way that you guys play off each other is something that I don't even know if Fwiz and Stro do. You know, like it's more like Rambo is obviously, he's heard this, is teaching maybe someone that's not as experienced in the competitive gaming, or even an amateur that may not be sure why a pro team has a different strat than them. You know?
Yeah.
And you play off of that really well with not only the questions, but also giving your experience. And sometimes it's a debatable topic, and that's something I think that needs to be, you know? Yeah, so shout out to you guys for that.
Oh,
yeah, I've definitely become a Rambo fan. Like
Overlay also just added in that he said that's my fault. He forgot AX. They actually play the winner of Vintage and I2, and that'll be their first match of the top 32 is going to be the winner of Vintage and I2 against AX.
Oh, wow. So AX did advance.
Yeah.
And that's actually Rybad Bloods. I'm trying to remember the other two, but that's a good squad. That's another one of those teams that like has is more than capable of being able to enter into like the top ranks there, as well as like I2 and you know, like Prime Example and also Second Nature. But just to talk about what you were saying, Sky, I mean, it pretty much just boils down to the fact that I know that Rambo's a freaking smart dude. You know, and there's no way in hell I can ever provide that kind of analysis that Rambo provides, you know. I tried, the one thing when MLG hired me for Providence was, and the one thing I noticed in the broadcast that was like severely lacking due to the casters and their game knowledge was the fact that they did not know how to play or compete because they never experienced it themselves. So that was something that I wanted to really do. When I came in and casted with Corey, since I had experience with Black Ops, but then in Modern Warfare 3, I had the opportunity, since I really hated that game, I really just sat back and just, you know, play-by-played. So I got to work on that aspect as well. And working with Rambo was real easy. You know, he was just, he's just a real mellow guy, and it was a pleasure to be able to work with him. So, you know, just...
Right back at you, bud.
That's right, buddy. Good stuff.
I'm feeling the bromance right now.
That's right. Ramboy. Get on it, everyone.
Ramboy.
Hashtag that. Let's go.
I already did. Don't worry about it.
Golden Bow. Never mind. Ramboy. Ramboy sounds a little bit better. You just add the Y, makes it flashy.
Ramboy, dude.
Yeah.
Download off Steamboot.com.
What the hell is that, Ego? Like, are you downloading porn?
Ad. Dude, I just had an ad. What do you want me to do?
No, it's you and your pornography. We told you about this before, man. We had an intervention.
Yeah.
Discreet, dude.
Like, jeez, you gotta be mellow with the pornography, my friend.
Happen again because I just clicked. Pause real quick.
Paul, you're supposed to do that after the show.
Exactly, right, Cherry?
Come on.
Jesus.
We got rules for this.
I was
man.
actually just trying to see how many views that the Group 2 had already on the VOD. It says we had 10,000.
Yeah.
How many viewers did you guys get up to today? Was there...
Not as much as yesterday for whatever reason, which is really odd. It's just,
My main issue with the stream today was that it it was almost unwatchable laggy for me.
Barely
It would
anyone
play-
could watch it, dude.
It would play for like
YouTube is-
5 seconds and then
I don't
pause.
know why
I
people
guarantee
say
if we had
that.
this on stream, we had 5K plus. Guaranteed it. At least 5K plus.
Oh,
Guaranteed.
on Twitch, I think we'd have you the next directory pulls so much, but I do think a lot of people say that it's like, oh, I just get buffering but why? It's all the stream's only 480p. I don't understand. That's something on YouTube's end.
Well, I mean, but then again, that's the problem right there. You know, I mean, now that it's done and I'm not going to cast anymore, I'll just say it. YouTube streaming blows so bad. I mean, you know, I support whatever we're doing with Call of Duty, but it is just not an effective way to show an event. Like, especially one of this magnitude, there should have been some kind of agreement struck because, it could work for other things, but one, the chat is just like, you know, you want to be able to like put things in there, but the one part about it, you can't even put links in the chat. So like people were asking for a link to the bracket like the entire weekend, and I just could not link them because you can't put any kind of links in the chat because, you know, people want a YouTube shout out since it really helps them out apparently. I just feel like that's just a phrase I hear all the time. It's like, hey man, sub to my channel, it really helps me out. In what way, sir? In what way does it help you out? And that's just. But that's just like the way I feel about it. I think that if it was on Twitch, we could have broke like 5K, maybe even a little bit more. It just, I don't know, man. It's a pretty crappy situation, but that's just my perspective.
Yo, I actually have a question for Ego. How did you play today?
Like ass.
No, not in a bad way.
Oh, okay.
Like personally?
Like
Yeah,
me personally.
Yeah, I was asking like like you and your team. Like I didn't get to watch any, so I don't know. I don't know if you were on there, but.
No, we actually didn't get him on. We got a lot of flack about that too, about not being.
I didn't play on stream, which thank God.
I was just asking because I noticed that
we played great until we got on the West Coast host, and people are like, "Oh, you make excuses," but it matters a lot, man. But it's just crazy how Lynx and Embos literally went from dropping like double 40s and 50s to like not being able to break like 15 kills. It's just a crazy turn.
Well, could it be that you were just playing better teams though as well?
Or maybe it got later. I don't know.
I'm talking about like
because I know there were European teams that ended up doing really well, and they play on like 2 bars.
I would rather play on EU host than play on this West Coast host.
I felt like the tournament
pressure got to them.
was super.
It wasn't like the host was that bad for other people. It was just like on S&D, literally, like there was no way we were gonna kill Mercury. It was just impossible. I would shoot him with my M8, and I'd put a burst in him, and he'd put a burst in me, and I'd be dead before I could even take a second burst. He guaranteed the one burst you every time. He was 15-3. I don't think he had when we played Hardpoint. I don't think he broke 15 kills, but he drops 15 in S&D. Like, that's just crazy.
I felt it was kind of dragged out, like the tournament. Like, there's nothing you guys could have done, but it was like, damn, man. Because, like,
because you got internet thugs who think that they're hot shit by DDoSing the site offline. They'll probably delay us an hour. I'm actually incredibly happy it got done as fast as it did, but. So you could thank ICE for that and our hosting company that they put us behind the Cisco guard, even though because that kid sat there and said that he was going to keep us offline for at least the next 24 hours, but we got that fixed within like about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I got some nerds in this community. What can you say?
Dude, what was it? There's like a huge silent moment.
Yeah, I know.
Alex.
I was just thinking to myself, like, they kept the site offline? Like,
yeah, the site was offline for a good probably 30 minutes.
Sorry about that. You know, my wife calls. I haven't spoken to her all day because, you know, Paul wants to run me like a freaking slave.
Dude, please, my girl, you don't want to get me into that. You haven't talked to me in 2 days.
Okay. You haven't talked to her in 2 days? Damn.
No, dude, she just over-exaggerates everything because I haven't talked to her very much, especially between the hours of the period, actually, at all, I guess. Cause I basically...
Okay, so you haven't talked to her at all then, like... Stop. Making excuses live. Ego, the icon, bringing it at you here at the rant. Way to go. Yeah, so, I mean... now the question comes into play. So Ego doesn't have to answer this, obviously, because, and actually someone said it in the chat. I'm just going to ask the question to the general audience here, besides Ego, since he works for 360 Icons and was forced to do it. If we were on Twitch TV, would we have gotten more viewers on the for Frag Cup 4 if it was on Twitch TV? Ego does not have to answer, by the way. But what do you guys think?
In my opinion, yeah, I think it would have, just because it's a more welcoming environment here. You can chat with other people. I feel the streams are less laggy, and I just think it would have been better numbers. But that's not how the deal worked out.
Of course. Yeah. That's why I don't want to put Ego in that kind of position.
I'm going to try and touch on it without really actually just keeping myself safe. I'm just actually going to touch on Twitch. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people do know, I was Justin TV's first partner before anyone from any of those little cartoon PC games or anything. But one thing that I do know, and is a huge, just like what the Twitch directory does for people, and that actually hurts a lot of people at the bottom. But the way the Twitch directory works is if you're at the top, your viewers will just continue to grow. I mean, Aches has 767 viewers right now for the I2 vintage match. He's been online for like 10 minutes. It's just like, that just speaks volumes right there. And we have, between us and Aches' stream, we have as many people as the YouTube stream has. Like, it's just not even, it's not even comparable. There's no question we would have done.
Wait, you only had 1,000 viewers there?
We had 1,500, and we broke 2K, I think, at one point, but it just kept on dipping down and down and down.
Yeah, what was that? There was that consistent, like, from the second the stream went on, we were basically at 1,000 and really never went under 1,000, but we never, like, got anywhere near what we could have. Like, when you're on Twitch, like I was saying, you grow and continue to grow, being at the top, because as the time of day, like, more people are online, and everybody goes to the first stream. You click the directory, and not everybody, but a majority of people, they go to the first stream. That's why, like, last night, for example, TBNR Frags had like 2,000 viewers, and Sharp had like 250. But when TBNR Frags got offline, this is at like 4 in the morning, Sharp automatically had like 900 viewers after that. And that's just how Twitch works. And I learned that from, I used to basically kind of manipulate that as when I was a big streamer. When our channel had 9 million views, that's a lot. Like, you could take Incredible Orb and TBNR Frags and combine them together, and they probably have about that. Me and Fuzzy were talking about this earlier. But it was all about being online before other big streamers were online, and getting to that first spot before other people got to that first spot, and then that's when the viewers continue to come in. And that's just like what happened with Nate Shot the other day. He has his following, so once he hit that, whatever the X mark was to pass the guy that was in first, all the viewers just went to him because he was in that first spot. And that's the thing about Frag Cup, is our only promotion for the YouTube stream was Twitter, period. There is no other way for people to be like, oh, look, Frag Cup is live here. All it was Twitter.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Twitter's not a live streaming platform like Twitch is. And to be honest, like, YouTube's not a live streaming platform. Even though it wants to be, they still got a lot of work to do. And I'm sure Fwiz will tell me tomorrow, you can't say that, you're partnered with YouTube. But it's like, people always get on me, like, don't say this, be more professional. I'm honest, man. I'm always honest. I can't pretend to like something. I can't pretend to like somebody. I'm just, you'll not catch me pretending to be something or do something just because it's like the professional way to do it, or it's just like what the book says to do. Like, that's just not me at all.
Yep, well, that is, I mean, I respect that opinion, of course. You know, and that is the terms of the agreement that you had with Machinima, so that's why I had to be done on YouTube. You know, but hopefully the viewership for the top 32 on December 16th, I believe, will be, you know, the 15th, 16th, I'm not too sure today, but would be a little bit better. And that's just what I hope. But, you know, moving on. Well, go ahead.
One thing we'll add about YouTube. YouTube will bring in big viewer numbers if you have a big subscriber count. Woody's Gamertag could turn on his YouTube live stream and have 10,000 people in there instantly.
Hmm.
But without having a subscriber count, like I said, there's no way for people to know that you're online.
Yeah.
So unless you're streaming on a channel that has a subscriber count to let people know, there's it's just it's not pointless. We still did decent for YouTube, especially compared to last year, but that's why the top 32. I think I said this though, that I don't see us going under 10,000, or
Yeah.
not going under, but I'd be really surprised if we don't hit 10,000 concurrent for the top 32 being on Machinima's channel.
What ideally do you want to average at? Like, what do you want your average concurrent to be? Like, to consider it a successful event?
Like for the top 32, or just like
to the top 32.
I'd say we need. To be honest, I would ideally, based on how many subs they have and all the teams that are like, the way this was spread out, we focused on as many different teams as we could. You weren't really watching great matchups all the time, and we didn't really have like we didn't have a channel that had subs. You got to figure if we're on. Last time we were on Machinima's main channel, so if we're on Machinima's main channel,
You know that?
I mean, it's insane how bad the ratio is, to be honest, though. But if we're on their main channel and they have 5 million subscribers, to be able to average 10,000 viewers, it does not seem like it's a lot to ask. I know last year we averaged about 6,000 to 7,000 and peaked at like almost 8,500. So in my opinion, I'd want to average about 10,000.
Yeah, it would have to be that, especially with the subscriber base of Machinima and their platform. You know, there were a lot of questions, a lot of rising questions that I had as well. By the way, the results are in. We saw it on the chat. I2 3-0'd Vintage, and they'll be moving on to the top 32. So Intuitive, they're the real deal. Vintage, not an easy team, as you know, that round 6 is pretty tough. But you know, the question that I had that I wanted to ask here is, you know, what do you guys think about overall the oh man, I totally lost my the promotion aspect of it. I mean, we really didn't get a lot of promotion out of Machinima from this one. Maybe because it was group play, you know, which I completely understand, but still, like, you know, I would expect that.
And maybe because it's not on the Machinima channel yet. I think that might be another reason. I think if once it starts going onto the Machinima channel, they'll promote it more.
Well, does it benefit? Ego, quick question: does it benefit you on the 360 Icons YouTube, like financially? I know this is probably like too personal of a question, but just curious if it does benefit you substantially, like the viewership wise, because you can't even run commercials on YouTube.
I mean, I have no idea exactly what I'd make out of it. I'm guessing it's not very much. I mean, like, I can't see it being more than $10 or $20, so that's nothing. That's nothing. I don't care. Obviously, that means nothing. So there's no benefit to being on my channel. Though, to be honest, though, we actually did probably gain about 2,000 subscribers at least, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 subs over the last 2 days, which I guess is all right. But I'm not really into YouTube at all, even though the plan right now is to basically the day after the Frag Cup finals, or just December 15th, 16th, or whatever, we plan on having tournaments every day. And those everyday tournaments are going to be streamed on YouTube as of right now. And so hopefully as that number builds up, the concurrent viewers build up, hopefully they fix things. They've been promising a lot of things for a long time that would make it a lot better, and to me that's what it's all about. I told Fizz from day one, like, the most important thing is the user experience. Like, why is anyone going to want to watch the stream if they can't? Like, one of the main things is interacting with your chat. Being able to have transcoding for quality options, like, those are 2 huge things right there, on top of many other things. I know that they do work on things. I just don't know how serious they take it. I don't talk to them at all. So which really sucks, to be like a partner with them and really kind of have no back and forth conversation and be able to make suggestions or have any feedback of when things are going on, compared to when I first got partnered with Twitch, like I said, well, I was the first one, so it's a lot easier. But those guys were so like the best guys to ever work with, and like I took Twitch so much for granted because I could literally hit up like Kevin, who is the CEO of Twitch, and be like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" Or like, "Hey, what about something like this?" Like, the perfect example was the delay server. I asked them about that, and literally 2 days later, they had like a beta server for me to test out and work with. Like,
Yo, what's up?
Hey, Pat.
they worked with things to make things better from what the casters needed. And to be honest, that's their job. You think? I just can't see YouTube looking at live like it matters at all right now. It's basically like Activision looking at the competitive scene. Like it's just such a tiny percentage of what they do that it shouldn't matter. There's no way it can matter. So, and until it matters, there's not really much you can ask about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the one thing to keep in mind though is that YouTube's this like, you know, big company that has a lot of other, you know, like priorities in their department, like you said with the live streaming. While Twitch TV, this is their business, so you know they obviously need that kind of attention to their partners, especially with like you being like one of their first partners and you just getting involved with it when Twitch TV was relatively small after, you know, spinning off from Justin TV. That is just something that you know you gotta think about and moving forward for this company. But wait, did we have Eggs in here? He left.
Eggs, yeah, he'll be right back. He's attending to a stream real quick, but he'll be back.
Oh Lord. Yeah, well, there is some. We do have now the top 32 for the most part, if I'm correct. We have, I think there is a prime example. Beat Obliterate.
I2 has to play one more, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I2. No, I2 plays AX on the 16th. So Novus and Avenge is the only one that we got to get updates on. So if anyone knows about it, please let us know. But yeah, let's just start going into prediction time now. As you know, I'm pretty sure they'll cover this on the rant again, and we'll talk about predictions, and then we'll move on forward for like you know what we think the top like 8 is probably going to be in this one. I mean, I can go as far as to say like based off of what I saw yesterday and today, looking at the teams. I mean, I can't give a full list of the top 8, but not in any order. I would say that probably like I2 would be in there, as well as Quantic, Optic, Fear. I think Prime Example has a potential to do it as well. I think, let me see here, Juked is very possible. There's a lot of good teams in this tournament, so it's actually really hard to pinpoint, you know, like 8 specific good teams here. But I think it's safe to say that, you know, like Quantic will probably be in a pretty favorable position. I think Envy, if they continue to work on their stuff, they can get there as well. We'll start with, I guess, we're going to start with Curtis and then go Ego and then Sky and Jeremy, and yeah, everyone can chime in. So what do you guys think? The thoughts here, as well as Brian.
Teams from yesterday as well, so.
Awesome.
I don't know how the teams are like, I don't know how the bracket's working, so it's kind of hard to say which team's going to end up where if Envy's playing someone like, you know, Fariko the next round or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how, I don't know how the bracket's going to work.
You won't see basically the split of Group 1 and Group 2 is right in the middle of the bracket, so you won't see any team from Group 1 playing any team from Group 2 until the finals. That's 100%.
Okay, so let's say like Group 1, like I think Fair and Optic meet each other in the next round or the round after that. So one of us are going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the situation of the brackets to say this team's going to be in the top 8.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously I know that, but what do you guys
hard to
think?
predict.
What do you guys think? Let's just go like that. Makes sense, right? What do you guys
So what if
think?
you just even had to say pick two teams from, or even one team from Group 1, one team from Group 2, put them on the spot. Apoc, actually, you'll be really excited. I think I'm going to put up a top 10 prediction thread of the top
God.
8 teams.
Okay.
And I bet you Fear is not going to be on that list. That's that.
I don't want to be on that list. Paul, don't put us on that list, okay?
Oh man! All right, so one team from Group A, one team from Group B. Who meets in the finals? Go, Curtis.
It is gonna kill me to.
Putting everyone on the spot here is actually kind of hilarious.
Right.
You know what?
Back.
You know
Yo,
what?
welcome
I'm not gonna choose my own team, even though I should. but I'm gonna go with LVG for Group A.
Quantic.
Wow.
Okay.
Uh,
How about Team Rambo for Group 1?
Group B.
For Group 3, Rambo for Group 3. You're gonna be playing tomorrow. It's gonna one team tournament.
One team tournament.
Yeah.
I'm feeling confident about my team's ability.
Group B, I think Twisted Method. I think Twisted Method will come out
Twisted
of that match.
Method. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Twisted Method been doing really good. We had a show where we had them and Juke play, and they just absolutely dominated against
Dude.
Juke.
They put a lot of time. They're putting a heavy time into this game right now. Probably around 8 hours, I'd say, a day into the game. So I'd say Twisted Method.
So Quantic and Twisted Method for Apoc, Ego. Since you're out of the tournament, who do you think is gonna take it?
Thanks.
Sorry, buddy. I just had to throw that one in
I'll
there.
actually go a little more in depth than APOC because I can look at how teams will match up. I'm actually gonna say what APOC said. I'm gonna pick Twisted Method to beat Envious in the finals of Group 2.
Crazy!
Who's gonna win that?
Karma says I choose gonna win it, but yeah, I'm gonna take Twisted Method over Envy. Like APOC said, that team has been playing a lot, and even though like Apoc rides his nuts, and we can argue about him so much, Saints is really good. His connection is fucking amazing, but he's really good. You can't, and no one could ever take that away from Saints. Period. He's always had the ability to kill people. There's a lot of people like that, but I just think he's fitting pretty good with that team. And Solo is another player. Like when he went on the original Twisted Method in Black Ops, a lot of people didn't give them credit or give him credit because that team was not very good. But somehow they always placed in the top 8, and Solo was the reason for that. They're both very, very good players, and I think Solo's probably one of the most underrated players, period, from Black Ops 1. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good game. Sky probably hates it, but I just see Twisted Method beating them. I think that the difference is how much time that they put into actually playing customs every day against Farico and every day against those top teams. I think that's honestly the difference right there. Though I do look at Envy as probably a smarter team, definitely a more experienced team, probably 100% a better S&D team. I don't know. That Twisted Method squad is good, like Apoc said. And then Group 1 is crazy. I'm going to say that I'm actually going to say that Farico beats Quantic.
Freako. I heard Karma in the background.
Karma's sitting next to me. He says, "Yeah, you better." But people might that's biased because Karma is sitting next to me. That group, I honestly think Group 1. From now looking at it, Group 1 definitely has like a little more depth. It was just like a lot harder of a decision to like, wow, wait, well, optics there.
I don't think, to be honest with you, I think the depth is in Group 2. I don't think the depth is in Group 1. I mean, Group 1 is kind of like a clear one, in my opinion, as you have like Fear, Quantic, Optic. Like, those teams are really strong, you know, but I think the depth is in Group 2. There are a lot of good teams in that one, man.
Maybe
like,
that's what's the bad word. It was just harder to pick.
All right,
like,
choose your words, motherfucker.
Like it was easy to look at Group 2 and be like, all right, Twisted Method and Envy to me stand out, even though there is good depth there. And in the other group, it was kind of hard to say, like Freako and Quantic, even though I think that they stand out the most because they've played the most, and even though Karma is sitting next to me, him and John are probably the best duo that I've seen in this game right now. And Too Quick is notoriously bad at the beginning of games and has not been up to par at all, but they've still just destroyed everybody. So if he picks up the game at all, if he picks up his game at all, that team is scary. But you know, you still got Optic and Fear in there, and those two teams are the type of teams that you can't ever count either of them out.
All right. Well, I don't know if I should include Sky since he is competing in it. But Sky, any teams that you're looking forward to facing against in Group 2, and who do you think is going to make it to the finals in Group 1?
I mean, I don't even really want to answer the question. Like, I think that there's so many good teams. Like,
There are.
like obviously, like TM is good. When we played Quantic and Farik, they're on like another level. You know, like in my opinion, they were. But I think that level is slowly going to diminish by the time this tournament comes, and that's what is going to be awesome about it, because they can only get, in my opinion, so good. Like, without people being able to catch up. And shout out to what they are doing, because they are the best teams in the game. And but then again, I haven't got to see Fear play. I haven't got to see I haven't even got to see Spacely's team play. What is that, Juked?
Yeah, Juked.
Spacely's team, yeah.
Yeah. And then we played that I2 today or whatever, and they were actually really good. I think we split map series or something like that. So it's going to be fun, you know. I don't really want to answer the question, but I think that by the time this tournament comes, it's going to be awesome because there's so many like powerhouses by then. You know, I don't think it'll just be LVG and Farico at that point in time.
How long do you guys have? 3 weeks?
I think so, yeah. December, what, 15, 16?
Yeah, it's like almost 2 weeks.
Well, I'm actually talking with Neslo right now on Skype, and he said that they faced Twisted Method first. That's prime example. You know, everyone's been talking about Twisted Method putting a lot of time, but I can actually attest to the fact that Neslo and those guys have actually been putting a lot of time themselves into the game. That is actually pretty scary to know that those two teams are going to be facing. Oh, that's what I'm saying, man. There was so much depth in Group 2. Like, it was just a lot of great teams in that one, and I just feel like this is such a toss-up here. Now, let's see, Rambo, your thoughts based off of what we saw all weekend. Group 1, Group 2, who's going to take it?
I think I'm going to be, and I'm going to say names, but at this point, my main point is 2 weeks. Game's been on for 2 weeks at this point, so this game's going to be changing every day, day in, day out. People are going to figure things about the game even more than now, so we could see a lot of things change. So, I mean, if it was happening right now, I'd probably see Quanic, and then it'd be a pretty tough call against, I mean, Envy, obviously TM was a strong showing as well. I feel like Group 2, like, there's more teams that feel like they're more even teams in Group 2 at this very moment in time. From what we saw yesterday, Quanic was on a completely other level than any other team we saw play. But then again, like, there's 2 weeks, so there's a few top teams in the Group 1 that could do a lot of work and could gain a lot of strength with these 2 weeks coming up, so it's really hard to tell.
Well, another team to discuss as well is Nova, which has Plasma, Options, Intake, and Sure Shot. That's another team that I guess there are a lot of teams that people are sleeping, and it's not even like sleeping on. It's just the fact that there are 32 actually very good teams in this one. So it's going to be an entertaining broadcast overall. Jeremy, I know you're in here. You got any thoughts? Who do you think is going to what 2 teams from Group 1 and Group 2 are going to go to the finals?
Well, honestly, there, like everyone else has said, there are some great teams. I actually had the privilege of doing a casting match with Turbo, playing. We got to see Nova play prior to Frag Cup, and they're a solid team. So I think they will be in the finals for their bracket. But I think overall, I think my vote has to be Quanic versus Genesis for the finals.
Quanic versus Genesis, and then no one here is picking Takeover. Brian, I know we hadn't heard your thoughts on it. What do you think? We got Takeover and Optic Gaming Group 1. Can't forget about VWS Viral. Can't forget about those guys. Gotta love VWS.
Well, there's also
and
We're
Obey.
not saying Perico, like Ego said Perico.
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
on a team. Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
what I'm saying.
I really
Like-
think it's gonna be like if we had let's say not one team. Let's put 2 teams on each side. Let's say Quanic, Perico, and Group 1. And I'm gonna go ahead and say I think I think TM is on the Envy side of that bracket, so they'd be practically playing for top 8 and not for top 4. So it's gonna be a tough call. So I'm gonna give the grant to Envy just because of their experience and the fact that 3 of them are gonna be playing the same connection as well, which is a huge factor online. And obviously at the other side of the bracket, you could see I2 come out. I mean, I2's been showing great talent today. They destroyed most of their teams they play against. So
They didn't drop a single map.
Pretty much. So there you go. I think that's pretty much a fair deal to say. Where is there any other top teams that are going to be facing on their side down there on I2's side, or is there any really good teams down there? Or?
Well, that's Envy. That's Envy.
Envy's at the top with TM, I think.
No.
That's
Envy's
correct.
not at the top. Envy's in Group 1, and they're going to be in one side, and Group 2 is going to be on the other side, according to what Ego said. But then again, it's his tournament. He has been known to be wrong in the past.
What are you talking about?
You said Envy, right? That's what you said. Envy is going to be in Group 1.
But, no, Envy's
He's
Group
talking
2.
about he's talking about the sides of Group 2. Like if you
Yeah,
split Group
there's the
2
top
in
and
half.
bottom.
Oh, you're talking about top and bottom of Group 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that instance, I mean, I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to look if I can see any of this. See what the names they got through. I think Genesis is on the bottom too. So
Yep,
Like-
also, there's a European Vantage Point team in there as well with Monksy.
Oh.
Group 1, I think, though.
I think I'm gonna get Hastro up in here.
All right,
I,
cool.
I think TM's on a separate side, Rambo. I'm not sure.
Well, either way, TM's going to be going up against Prime Example to open up that one. I really want to see that, man. Ego, damn it, get on your job. Like, fix that so we can have a quality discussion about what's going on here.
What are you saying?
Just show the brackets. Get the brackets together.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think TM is on the bottom side of that. So, so it'd probably be an NVTM final, seeing as a bracket final, obviously, the day 2, group 2 final. I think that's pretty much what the 4 teams should be, in my opinion. Going as obviously as right now.
I know one of you guys have Hastro on Skype. If you could drop him in here.
Sky has them more than likely.
Sky's being right back. Paul has.
All right,
There you
so
Karma says he thinks Obey will take Group 1.
okay. Well, we actually watched Obey yesterday, and I think that they were good, but they had some miscommunication issues, in my opinion. It didn't seem like that they were flowing very well. They were struggling in the game that we casted, if I'm correct, right, Rambo?
What's up?
Obey, they were struggling a little bit in the game that we were casting with them.
I mean, that's the replay. That was the big issue with the replay, and S&D were. I don't know who they were playing against, but yeah, they did drop. I think it was they dropped
Against
the
its
CTF.
Sen.
Yeah, they dropped the CTF. That was that slum, the like 40-second cap on overtime on slum against Sen. Yeah, so that was a very interesting game. We never know what we can see. I mean,
I have a question for everybody except for Rambo. Do you guys think that Rambo would have got the rules wrong? Ever?
I don't think he would have, because, you know, Rambo's the type of person that does go over that kind of stuff and, you know, make sure that, you know, he doesn't screw up, because regardless, he's had to go through enough as is. I don't think rules would be something that would screw him over.
he was trolling, by the way.
That was a great, good analysis.
Actually, I think he got like 300 retweets on that.
He did.
Yeah,
He really did.
Alex, Hastro's in the call right now. You just have to call him.
Okay, I have to call him. All right.
You are the host, however.
Is anyone
see.
streaming this?
Is anyone-
Yeah,
yeah.
Alex is streaming right now.
Oh, okay, I got you. I know.
We're
I thought Jared wasn't
streaming.
here anymore. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, we're streaming
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
that's
Rant
right.
channel.
We're just speaking
No,
to
we're
ourselves right now.
Just hanging out.
Imagine, just like, hey guys, let's get like a bunch of people together and just talk about crap. That'd be a good one.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I was just wondering.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's awesome. So yeah, there's just a lot of good teams, man. Ego, what were you gonna say?
I would never just hang out with Apoc, period.
Oh my god. The
Because you
hate.
call Mike in though, all you gotta do is click the little thingy.
I heard Apoc on Xbox. That's how
Yeah, call in Mike.
I clicked on him and he's not joining. Let me see if I can.
It's
Adam.
not calling him because he's typing. It would be the little ringy thingy.
Yeah,
says-
call him.
It says call failed. Do you see him being added in there? Like, what is it?
Yeah, it does say call fell. I see that now.
Right, I'm sending him a request, so maybe that'll help out a little bit. I don't have him on my Skype. But yeah, you know, we also have some unknown teams in here as well. King's Push, who I have
There
no
we go.
idea who they are. Hey, Mike, how's it
There we
going?
are.
Joining us in the call is going to be Hastro. What's going on, Stro?
I just joined the call myself.
You ended it.
Yes. How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good. Thanks for joining us here on my edition of The Rant.
Right?
Taking over. That's
Have
it.
you had a chance to watch Frag Cup this weekend?
I did.
Huh?
I watched
What did-
a lot of games yesterday. And I powered through Saturday night, so I kind of fell asleep a little early last night, but or yesterday. But yeah, I got to watch quite a bit.
Well, what's your take on everything right now? How do you feel about score streaks? Let's start with that.
Yeah, everything is a broad question. Score streaks, you know, honestly, I'm so torn, man, on score streaks. Like, I think it is a little more entertaining to watch, and there are some plays that you see that are really, really strategic and smart with score streaks. But at the same time, I mean, you know, the bottom of my heart just says that it's not competitive. You know, it's just not as competitive as what we had before without score streaks. But at the same time, I mean, I just feel like there might be a place for him. I don't know. I still don't know. You want my 100% honest answer? I'm still figuring out whether I like them or not.
I think with the right limitations that they have the potential. But I think meeting in the middle will definitely be the best route to go, because I could see him being competitive and everything. Look at the Optic match yesterday. That was the most exciting match of yesterday, hands down.
Yeah, but there was a match that Optic played in yesterday too, where or somebody was playing. I'm pretty sure it was Optic, and somebody called in like a lightning strike or something, and it completely, it was CTF. It was a hellstorm. Yeah. It was a CTF game on slums.
To his teammates. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
It was a
CTF
CTF
on
slums. Yeah.
Or was it?
Yeah, it wasn't the team kill. It was somebody was running a flag, and somebody on Optic called in a lightning strike to stop the flag run. You know what I mean? And that would have tied the game and potentially kind of switched momentum in the game, but that lightning strike stopped the flag run, and all of a sudden it gets returned, and then Optic pulls another flag and goes up 3-1, as opposed to it being tied 2-2. Because that flag was clearly gone. He was gone. He was going to score.
That's what we do. If we get a kill streak and we're up, we don't call it in. We wait until they pull, and then we call it to stop it.
Right. Yeah,
that's cheap. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but so that's fine. I mean, that's where I'm torn. I mean, it was great that he used that score streak in that instance to get that flag stopped, right? But at the same time, traditionally, from what we're used to seeing, that was a cap. You know what I mean? So that's where it completely changes where we've been for the past 5 years.
I feel like I wish there wasn't no ping on that lightning strike. I mean, it just makes it that much easier to kind of see where to put that. Imagine if there's actually no ping for the lightning strike, then you kind of wouldn't be able to tell what the flag's going. Obviously, you'd have a general idea, and you have to base it off that. But it just seems so easy to get a good lightning strike, get at least 2 or 3 players, especially on a map like Slums where there's not that many buildings to hide in, especially when you're running a flag at that point.
Yeah, like a UAV plus a lightning strike, is it's God mode, man, because you light up the whole map, and then you're getting 2 kills maybe out of that lightning strike if you're, on an open map, which a lot of these are, and then at that point you get map control. I mean, that's map control. You know what I mean? And that switches that's a good period of maybe a minute, or for a good team, 2 minutes of controlling the map. So, it's just something I'm getting used to still, to be perfectly honest with all of you. But at the same time, I feel like Treyarch made the right decision in putting him in at the beginning of the game, because now we're getting to actually talk about this stuff, whereas in the past we would have never entertained this at all.
Right. My biggest concern, and it's the smallest thing in the world, is why I can't boot people out of my custom match.
Because you all know you want to. So.
Right, and somebody says there's no UAVs. I know there are no UAVs in Frag Cup, but in League Play there are. So.
Well, even with the lightning strike, though, like Rambo was saying, when you pull it out, it's basically a UAV on the lightning strike. So, you don't even need the UAV. It tells you where everyone is when you pull the lightning strike out on that first ping.
You know what we've been doing? Is we don't even use the lightning strike to a lightning strike. We just use it to know where they all are.
What I was going to ask about that is, I saw Scumpy pull it out 3 times in a row. Does it ping more than once? Because I saw him.
It pings only the first time.
Okay. It only pings the first time. Are you sure?
Why do people keep doing it? 4 times in a row. I was like, what is he doing?
What was that in S&D?
No, it wasn't hardpoint. It was actually sitting in the middle.
It only pings once in hardpoint or CTF. I don't know about S&D. That's what I was.
I think in S&D it resets.
So
I did see someone hold on to the lightning strike. And because Rambo was casting someone else, he busted out the lightning strike. He looked, and then he looked again on the second round because he didn't use it yet. I saw it.
Obviously, per round it would reset, obviously, because you start running around. So at that point,
so in hardpoint and CTF, I mean, it only pings once, and then whenever you call it up again, it's just a blank map, and you kind of guess. But what we were doing, we'd call it up and just see where they all were, and know. And then if you had to use it again, it would be more of a defense mechanism to call it on our flag or
Yeah, see, that's a thing there. I mean, granted, I started playing in COD 2 where it was a super hardcore Call of Duty, Hasho, it was just, we were very, it was you had your gun, you had your skill, you had your wits about you, and that was it. This is a big turn, but I like the ability to be able to think just beyond the gun and include more things into the game. But it is a big topic of discussion. Obviously, has been brought up numerous times here. In regards to like the score streak, so like score streak banning. Actually, there is something I want to talk about, which was the 100-killer drone, which we saw today. I actually saw someone who was going to make a clutch return, and the 100-killer drone was just like, "Well, I'm going to stop that," and then it just completely ended that run, and that was pretty bad. I don't remember what game it was, Rambo, but. You know, that is something to discuss. Yeah, it was at the end as well. Which
do you remember that? It was at S&E round as well when I think it was Hazard. He was trying to make it 5-5 against Envios, and he got like that clutch 2-piece on the bomb side. But,
yeah.
And then he kills Stainville, but Stainville's little 100-killer Jones just randomly fell on top of him that he threw at the start of the round. So those are another point. Like, 100-killer Jones is like, I like the ability to just toss it at someone's face because that's super entertaining. But the fact you can just chuck it around and randomly, like, especially on some open maps, like, let's say Slum, I just stuck it up in the air. Like, you could randomly pull the flag at some point. It could just randomly fall on your head. And there's not really much you can do against it. It seems so inconsistent at sometimes. Even like we don't. I'm going to be honest with you guys today. We didn't see that many kills with it. Like a lot of the times, actually, I was paying attention to a lot of them, and they were like hitting buildings while falling down and not killing. But some of these more open maps,
they're kind of easy to juke if it's not like a completely open map. If you hear that little thing ping. You kind of just hug a wall and like dive.
I think you hear the ping a little earlier, to be honest. Like you don't have like they are easy to juke, but you don't really have that much time. But if you are near a wall or a corner, they are easy to juke, but you really have like a half a second to react.
Get your reaction time up then, Paulie.
I'm getting too old dealing with idiots like all day. I'm just kidding.
All right, so we talked about score streaks a little bit. I want to know what your thoughts are on the choosing of the maps and game types, like.
Yeah, what are the verdicts on that? Well, I guess we can ask Hastro's opinion and Ake's opinion.
I got it. Perfect,
I was talking to Hastro.
Look at the chat really quick. Just wow, you guys.
I mean, I think you need a lot of time playing the maps. I think it's the same thing. I mean, I think the maps are a lot easier to figure out. You know what works and what doesn't. You know, I think. First couple days of playing, it was pretty apparent to me. I mean, there are some maps I don't agree with. I mean, I really don't think a map like Slums is so good for like CTF or like an S&D. To be honest, the only thing I would pick Slums for would be Hardpoint. I mean, I like it's a good CTF honestly, the map's fucking awesome. I love it. Like, I really love that map. But
what's wrong with CTF on that? Just curious.
I mean, I've gotten into games where, you know, a team. I haven't seen too much of this in Frag Cup yet, but. At all, really, but standoffs on Slums, like if both teams have a flag out and they decide like they don't really, you know, the team that's up wants to hold that map, it's really easy to hold that map like in the back of the spawn, you know, on the A-Dom side, really, and it's just it's gonna be tough when you have two evenly matched teams like trying to go at it.
I think we've had maps like that before, though. Like example, like Dome.
Yeah, no, like they're not fun, man. They're not fun to watch. They're not fun. It's not fun to watch, and it's not fun to play when that happens to you, man. I mean, you know that we've had maps like that before, but did you like playing those?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big, huge fanatic of CTF in this game. I feel like Hardpoint is just so much more entertaining to watch and play. So, I feel like we should. Sabo. We should just keep CTF as like that third middle game type and just maybe have like we did in Black Ops 1 where with Domination where we just keep maybe like 3 or 4 of the really good maps or capture the flag and just rotate those instead of just doing like maybe 6 or I think it was 6 CTF maps in this tournament.
I don't remember. Ego?
In Black Ops 1 we had 4 CTFs, 5 S&Ds, and 2 DOMs. That would complete a best of 11.
And now I liked it like that because we had really a limited number of maps. So like people who were watching could actually like get an idea of what's going on and like the advanced knowledge of how to play like a summit dom or firing range dom. Like you get used to seeing that, and as a fan or when you're watching, you learn a lot faster. You know. Does that
they
make
get
sense?
Repetitive after a while, though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. But at the same time,
for you as a player, but yeah, they do get repetitive. But
even
still,
as a viewer, like how many times
seeing the same map over and over again.
Well, that was the problem with Modern Warfare 3. I mean, there were no changes with the maps. Everything just got really boring. The gameplay got really boring. And at the end of it, it was just like, all right, who's going to lose this tournament? Are there going to be any upsets?
Come on now, let's be realistic here. I mean, the football field is always 100 yards long and green, usually, except for Boise State, who has that stupid blue field. But, you know, yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah, but that's a
know,
different kind of comparison, though. I mean, we're talking about, you know, that's like Summoner's Rift, right? So that's like saying everyone's tired of Summoner's Rift, which I'm actually hearing now, by the way, that people are tired of just watching Summoner's Rift. But I mean, I get it. So then, I mean, in that instance, do we just? I mean, I know this is gonna sound a little trollish, but do we just play every map on one? You know, just like play just for foreplay. We just play Aftermath, S&D, like all over. That'll be the only map we play.
Can't wait.
Okay, we'll stop comparing Call of Duty to sports, dude.
Yeah, I'm back, by the way. What up?
No more analogies that reference sports.
Yeah.
What is Summoner's Rift?
Oh, forget it.
Just League of Legends, Paul.
Just leave.
Man,
I mean, what League of Legends is the same
I play
thing over
Call
and
of
over on
Duty,
each
real
map.
man's game.
Oh God.
We're gonna. That's being tweeted.
None of that
What about
pure
Myth?
APOC League
Paul,
of Legends
Paul,
garbage.
let's make it clear. You try and play Call of Duty, okay? You do not actually play it.
You're just gonna be sitting behind Rambo.
Well, I love yesterday. Paul was telling me he was sick and this and that, and then today he's all better and having fun.
No, I still feel like shit.
Yeah, can't you tell by how
I
edgy
just
he's
get riled
been?
up whenever APOC's around, man. I'm about to throw my string vest up.
You just make him so angry. Oh man, so, yeah. So basically, you know, obviously we have some good events here. I mean, moving on to the actual Top 32 stream, Hastro, you're going to be involved in that. Any news on how that's being done? You guys are going to be doing it out in LA, I'm imagining, correct?
That is right.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for the confirmation. That's going to be. That's my question. No, but are you excited though? I mean, anything in particular that you're excited to catch? I mean, you know, with your opinion on the score streaks and all that stuff, and you not feeling it, I mean, are you excited to at least just see how it plays out in the top 32 and what moves on forward?
Whoa! You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say I'm not, you know, I'm not excited for it, for the score streaks and how that's playing
sorry
out.
about that.
I didn't say that. Come on.
I'm a bad host. I'm just trying to keep the conversation going, baby.
I know. You know, yeah. But yes, I feel like this is awesome. I mean, we're getting the first big tournament where we get in my opinion, it's just like best play test for competitive settings you can have. Let's just have a tournament. And, you know, the people at Machinima are stepping up and giving us a tournament to play in. I mean, what's better than that? I mean, that's perfect.
Nothing.
It's perfect. We get this huge online tournament where people get to watch it for free and, you know, watch as many competitive games as you want to watch with some of the best teams in the world playing in it. Perfect.
Perfect. There you go. And actually, I asked this to everyone, so I guess I can ask it to Aches and Hastro as well. All right, so we have Group 1 and Group 2.
Wait. One more thing I want to
ahead.
mention before we go Golden Boy.
Go ahead.
It's important. Land in this game. If you land this game, it is like butter. It is the greatest thing ever. It is.
No, I feel like
it is awesome.
The game is harder almost. It was like when me and
You have an
Tosh.
amazing connection. We went over this yesterday.
No. Because Tosh agreed with me. Me and Tosh went to the Gamer Labs Washington thing, and we landed there at a LAN center against a couple of people. We played 2v2, and the game actually felt way better just because the health didn't feel the same, and the guns felt weaker, and like everyone was agreeing. And I don't know. It's just what I got from it. I feel like on LAN it's definitely a better game.
Interesting. Well, that's good to see. You know, I think the first major LAN is going to be UMG 10K, correct? It's going to be the first major LAN.
Yeah, and shout out to those guys too, man. I mean, like anybody putting on tournaments that big, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is true, and that event is going to be pretty good. So, all right. Well, I asked this question to Aches, and I asked it to I'm gonna ask it to Aches and you, Hastro. We have Group 1, Group 2. I don't know the familiarity you have there. We did put the teams out in the chat on the Skype call, but any predictions?
I too won against Vintage. I was streaming the match.
Yeah. What do you think about I2, by the way, Aches? What are your thoughts about them?
Well, I mean, we scrimmed them on for 3 a lot before EGL, and I mean, they're a good team, but it's kind of like one of those. Oh, this team just came out of nowhere. No one's seen them on LAN yet, so you can't really tell. But for the Frag Cup, they're looking really strong.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, so here we go. So, Aches, we'll start with you and let Hasher. I don't know if he has a chance to see who are the teams in the top 16 or in the top 32, but Aches, you can include your team in there if you want, or a team that you're looking forward to face off against in group number 1. But what do you think would be in the finals or top 8, whichever you prefer? But predictions, basically.
I'll do top 4 for group 1 and top 4 for group 2. For top 4 for group 1, it's gonna be us, and then I want to say Takeover, and then definitely Takeover, and then it's gonna be between Optic and Farico. So yeah, Optic and Farico will play each other, and then us and Takeover will play each other to decide the final for group 1, and then for group 2, definitely Envy and I2 if they don't knock each other out. And then
They're on opposite sides, but it would be meeting in the finals, isn't it?
But yeah, it'll be Envy or Genesis coming out of the top side of group 2, and then Twisted Method or I2.
Okay, so you're tipping your hat to I2 there. Interesting, good stuff. All right, Hastro, your thoughts?
I think I would never ever try and predict this, but I'd probably be on par with what Eggs is saying right now. I can't tell, man. First tournament.
Yeah.
You don't really know. Anything could happen. It's online.
Yeah.
First tournament.
Oh, that and a lot of things
Like-
can change in these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is one of those. I'm not even gonna call it, but I'd say you're probably gonna see some familiar faces in the finals. That's all I can say.
It's a
People
safe
who at
prediction.
least have some experience.
Well, I mean, that's a safe prediction. I would definitely say. You know, I mean, it is true. We are seeing the usual suspects rise up once again, which has been pretty much a staple of Call of Duty, with some fresh faces coming in as well. Of course, I2, prime example, are good examples there. As well as Nova, I believe, is another good team to highlight. Second Nature from Group 2. I just feel like Group 2 was crazy today. Group 1, I think we're going to see the familiar faces for Group 1, but I think Group 2 is going to be like a major toss-up, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it, guys. So the general consensus to everyone is that it is going to be a pretty stacked tournament. I think it's pretty much safe now to just call it a night, as I'm pretty exhausted. I'm sure everyone else is as well. Any last shout-outs? We can go ahead and start with everyone just to end this one. Brian, we'll start with you, and then Ego, Rambo, Eggs, Curtis, blah, 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 like that. So before we close out?
I just want to say thank you to our partners, UMG Gaming, Squid Grip, and In Control Avenger. Thank you to everybody that watches the show, supports what we do. We do this for you guys. We do it for COD. So
there you go.
And I'm happy to do it.
Awesome. Ego?
What's up?
Shout-outs.
I don't want to leak yet. It's early. Nah, man, I really want to thank Rambo and GoldenBoy specifically. They saved my ass this weekend. Like everybody knows, I've said a couple times, I've been really sick. So to have Rambo run the stream and both of you guys commentate for 2 days straight, that was awesome. I know Astro can probably relate. I know Rambo can even tell you it's not as easy as it comes off at all. It's tiring. I'm sure you guys' heads hurt, your eyes hurt, your throats hurt. So I really appreciate that. Machinima for putting up 10K for all of this, all the teams that always show up, everybody who supports it, and really anyone who's just like has that, what's a good word for it? Just, I guess, respect, really, man. There's so many people out there that are like, your site sucks, your admin gave us the loss just because we broke the rules, or some stupid stuff like that, man. People just need to, like, anytime people can make things easier on us, it's a lot easier to let our staff do their jobs. And I just can appreciate any of those people that actually can have some just decency when it comes to dealing with everybody.
All right. Well, and thank you to you, by the way. I mean, hey, it's tough, but your team did a great job, and you did a good job putting them together. So that's your shout out for me. You did nothing. You failed.
Oh, yeah, Apoc also. Don't even let him give any.
Oh, Apoc's going to get shout outs right after Egg. So here you go. Rambo, your turn. Shout outs.
Shout outs to everyone that supported me all year throughout the weekend, and shout outs to you and Paul, and pretty much everyone in this call, really. We've all, I believe we're all helping the scene grow at this point, and I think that's really the main topic. If you want to follow me on Twitter, obviously it's at OpticRamboReyes. Most of you might follow me. I might stream after this, as I am starting to play some Call of Duty right now of my own. I actually haven't played all weekend, so it's actually good to start moving this controller a bit around again. So I might stream as I'm going for these diamond weapons for a rifle. Yes, I am a nerd, and I love you all for loving me. So, yeah.
Oh, man. This is killing me.
All right, Aches, your turn, buddy.
Oh, alright. Thank you to Quanic, Razor, Twitch, Machinima Versus, DB Vision, and Alienware, and all my supporters.
You know the sponsors. Way to go, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
You got to read the list. Good work.
I got it memorized. I've been practicing in the mirror the past few days, getting really good.
You would do that. That would be
He's
so
gotta
Aches.
make
All right,
Mark
Curtis, your
I
turn.
apologize for that mirror.
All right, Apoc, your turn.
Just want to shout out to the whole community, really. You know, we're all playing our part. And just thanks for having me on the show.
No problem. And Skylar, Jeremy, and Mike, we'll go like that. Go ahead. Skylar, if you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hollywood.
Oh yeah, you got jokes. Shout out to Jacob for getting on to play Call of Duty.
I know, right?
Damn. Called out.
Yeah,
on
I didn't get to watch
stream.
any of those games today. Did JCap go off today?
Oh, he's an animal, bro. Like
Yeah.
this
He
team, I
doesn't-
just sit and watch them
Gets on
play.
and does that.
Yeah. No, but honestly, that's pretty much it. Shout out, everyone knows me, man. Shout out to everybody for helping. Like
Yeah,
the
of
community,
course.
it's awesome. You can
Shout
definitely
out
tell
to
it's
the
starting
local
to change.
gym.
Shout out to the gym, bro, and all the people that but yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. And Jeremy, who's in Discord, been a little quiet, but Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, obviously, to all of you in this call right now, you know, you guys always do a lot for the community. Golden Boy, you're always casting, always trying to help everyone out. Rambo, you know, of course, you're always doing your thing, being that sexy beast you are.
Thank you.
The biggest one has to be to Hastro, and this is for two reasons. One, you're an elusive beast that we've been trying to get on here forever. And two, I have to say thank you, because the other day you docked me from Masters down to Platinum when you shit on me with a sniper rifle. It really made me feel great.
Oh man, it sucks.
Oh, no, I saw that gamer tag in lobby and I was like, I'm screwed. I walk out into the middle, open, shooting someone, bam, headshot. I was like, yep, this game's over.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I still have my moments every now and then.
I
Love
know. Oh, I told my team, I was like, guys, you better just leave because this game's over.
Oh, that sucks, dude. Well, I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know, Hastro,
Yeah, it
he's
was
the
fun.
Godfather.
He is a beast.
He's the
I
Godfather.
have witnessed that firsthand. He is an amazing COD player.
Good stuff, man. Well, Hastro, you still got it, baby. Good stuff. Let's
so.
go. I guess so.
Still got some left in the tank, Mike.
Nah.
You
I
still
mean,
going
I'm
or what?
pretty inconsistent. You don't want me on your team.
All right, and Hastro, that's it. Your last shout out.
I only got 2 shout-outs, man. One's to Apoc for not saying a damn word for the past half hour until the shout-outs. And the other is to Skylar, who did the same, but managed to get a picture of his big-ass cat in the Skype call.
No, I
It's
mean,
not in the
hey.
stream, but you know.
Wait,
That was from yesterday.
Shout out to what?
Your calves.
Your calf muscle.
Oh. That is from yesterday. Team Show Legs or whatever the hell. Holy.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching the show. I mean, that's why I was referencing that.
Oh, okay.
Kept your calf muscle up for everybody to see here.
Oh, man.
Is my
No,
picture
no,
up?
all right,
I don't even know
on
if
a
mine is
serious
up.
note, thank you guys for doing what you do, and yeah, I think it's looking up and up.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome. Well, guys, that's pretty much it for the rant today. I'm glad I was able to host it, of course. Big thank you to Jared Diesel for allowing me to host the show today. You know, he couldn't do it because he had to go to work. So the show must go on, as they say in showbiz. So big thank you there. And, of course, to the guests who joined me here, Prophet Ego, Rambo, Aches, Apoc, Foreplay, Jeremy, and Hastro. Everyone have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning into the Frag Cup. I'd like to thank my co-caster, Rambo, because I had a good time with you, and it was fun. So hopefully I get to do that again. And, yeah, and that's basically it. And, yeah, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to close it out here today. Have a great evening or morning, depending on where you live at. Take care and be safe. So take care, everyone. Peace.